All right, hey guys, Jason here. We are back up here at Franklin Toyota right here, and we got keys today. I got two vehicles I want to go through, and this is one of them right there, and we are unlocked. And what we have here is the TRD Sport model, and we're going to show you the differences and why it's one of my favorite for everyday people, and we're going to dive into this. But we have a 2025 4Runner. Okay, this is a TRD Sport Premium model. And you can see here, it comes in at $55,110 on there. You can see it in the shadow of the phone. And then you got your Southeast Toyota distributor. So what you want to know about this is you may not have these options here, maybe depending on what area you're in. Again, these are port added features that are on here, which is $5,000 worth of port options. That's a lot of them. So it's coming, this one we're seeing coming in at $63,000. But again, you can be closer to this depending on if you have these extra options on here. But what we want to talk about with this thing today, inside and out, is the purpose of this and compare it to some of the different ones. Now, it is four-wheel drive. Okay, so we do get four-wheel drive in here, but right off the bat, if we look at this, right in here and we dive into this, we are getting some features that are not in some of the other ones. See here how we have four high, four low, two high. We got tow haul and we got drive mode, but we do not have a rear locker. We do not have MTS. We do not have crawl control. We do not have all those features in this that we would get if we were in a, for example, if we walk over, and I don't have the keys to it, but if we walk over here and we look at this TRD Offroad, here is a TRD Offroad model. And when we look at this one here, on the inside on here, see that? You can see the rear locker on there. Right there, you can see that locker button on there. And then you can see the extra buttons in the middle of that knob, okay, for MTS, for crawl control, all that stuff in there. We don't get that stuff in there. So yes, you still have four-wheel drive in the Sport, but it is not basically an off-road version. It is a on-road version, and it is perfect for 99% of people. Because realistically, unless you are hardcore off-roading, you can, even this 4Runner will go through things that would blow your mind. Okay, they do the 4Runner really well. So there's no lack of capability in a 4Runner. And even in a TRD off-road model, the crawl control, like in my Tacomas, I've never used crawl control. MTS mode is kind of irrelevant too. It's not something that I'm really that concerned about or ever used in my Tacoma, and I off-roaded the heck out of it. And the rear locker in it, you have to be in 4-low and jump through a whole bunch of hoops to get it to engage and all that kind of stuff. It kind of sucks. So realistically, honestly, I don't think there's a whole lot of benefit to the average person for that. Now, it is my favorite trim, and it is the one I would buy, is the TRD Offroad. However, with that said, I do believe that the TRD Sport is by far the best looking and best package for everybody. So let's dive in, take a look at it real quick. We'll do some comparisons, but look at the inside of this. We've been through a bunch of these things, so I'm not gonna go through and review every single nook and cranny of it, but you can see, very well done. Still got the rattle on this like all 4Runners do. Okay, that's mandatory, just how it is. Got your nice grab handle here, your MOLLE panels here. You got a very nice little console or compartment in the center console, whatever. You got wireless charging right there. You got very nice tactile two-directional buttons. I love these, the way they do these, up and down. They do them very, very well. Big, huge, chunky knobs. Even the volume knob is massive like it's supposed to be. Big screen here with a USB port on this side for somebody else. This one has a JBL removable speaker. And you got this awesome ledge up here for your wife or husband or whoever's riding with you to throw their phone, throw their stuff up there, put a couple of pens. Works out fantastic. Nice compartment there for your sunglasses. All of your controls for your sunroof and your moonroof that is in here, and very well done. You have this is premium, so you got your fully done seats in here and everything there. They're heated and cooled seats and everything in there. Like I said, they do a fantastic job, and this 4Runner is amazing. Love the door card, simple, functional, capable, and yeah, JBL sound system throughout, very well done. More MOLLE paneling on this. MOLLE meaning you can hang anything you want to on this. Everything fits on that very well. So they do it incredible. There's no doubt about it. I love this vehicle. Very well done in the back. The seats do see, as you can see, they do tip or forward or back. They are reclining seats that are in this thing. Here's your lever form right here. Brings them forward down like this. And you can use it in a down position only half down this way and have access like you're seeing here. Or they also can, we got to hit it again here. You got to kind of do it halfway. Hold on a second. Need a hand free to do it. Okay. And you can bring that down and then you can fold them all the way up. That seat's a little forward, or a little, let me slide that seat just a touch. Somebody's got this thing as far back as it can possibly go. Look at that. Let's be a little more realistic here. There we go. And when you look at it, so you can see the seats tip forward and give you all of this extra space in here. So they do it very, very good. You get a lot of room in here, and these would not be that hard to remove if you wanted to, but which we used to do in the last gen. This one here, there's really no reason to. Is this auto door? Nope. Is it? Yeah, it is, and I just messed it up. I did it on my own. I can't stand these things. I will never understand these auto doors. I just, they're so annoying. I'm sorry, but they're so annoying. But anyway, here's your space back here. Like I said, as you can see, so much room. Okay, ton of room back here. Very well done. You got your compartments on both sides, shelving up here, racks there with more molly panels on it. They do this thing well. Compartments tucked into here on both sides. Another one here. You got this first aid kit that comes with it. You can see how well they do this. They do a great job. Like I said, I've reviewed these already a couple of times. Here's your first aid kit right there. But we've been through this thing. You do not to get any storage under the floor. Okay, this is actually because of the fact that we are talking about a dedicated, let me tip here and show you, there we go, but nothing under here other than your cleats, which you can see right there, but we have a dedicated actual spare tire that fits up underneath here. This is body on frame. This is not a unibody construction setup in here. So very well done. You got your whole setup. So we got a beautiful setup in this thing. Nice layout in it. JBL sound system, like I said, perfect setup in here. Lots of room in it. And very, very well done forerunner. So again, we're not going to spend a ton of time in it. Console in the middle, or armrest in the middle, and you can pull the lever, and as we see, seats do recline back. So it's very nicely done. Great setup in here. AC vents in the back and USB and 120 back here. So perfectly set. And we have map pockets on both sides, which is very nice and very rare today. Back seats got one of the coolest door cards. Dedicated water bottle hole, garbage here, molly panels there, you name it, it's got it, nicely done. So, and grab handle. So now when we look at the Sport, okay, here's we're looking at the Sport, there are some things that are different. Number one, 20-inch wheels, and they are gorgeous. Look at how nice those wheels are. These tires are not the stock tire. These are aftermarket Nitto Ridge grapplers, and they are part of this distributor package coming in at $1,629 they're charging you for those tires, but you could easily put them on yourself. But the 20-inch wheels are amazing and look good. Predator steps, that's a $1,000 Toyota add-on from Southeast Toyota Distributors, but love the wheel combo. Again, tires you can do yourself too, but I love those wheels. They look so good on here. Look at the back end of the Sport too. The Sport adds flair. The Sport is about flair. Look at this reflector here. And then look at the same here. This is also a TRD Sport, okay? TRD Sport, TRD Sport. So if we compare them here, but look at this reflector that we have here, and then look at it on here. See how this has got this simple red here, but here we got this little bit of a punch to it like this design. I like that, okay? That's pretty neat. Here we go, we look at another one right here. This is being a Platinum edition. This Platinum has that same kind of setup right there on there. You can see the difference. Okay, well that is what we have here on the Sports also. I love the look of this taillight. Also notice that this is color matched here. Okay, this bar on here with your window up and down buttons, this is color matched here. Color matched here on the Sport. On the TRD Offroad, it is just a black plastic. Okay, and so it's a little different. On the Platinum, it's color matched, or painted, but opposite color. You see the variations in here that we're seeing. Also, on a TRD Off-Road, this is the off-road version. This is just a black plastic. On the Sports, that is painted, and painted black on both so you can see the variations. You know, some unique, different trim features on here. So very nice. Now here we also have color matched fender moldings. Okay, these fender flares, these are color matched. Love the little kicker they put on them, but these are color matched and color matched on the sports. On the TRD Offroad, they are hard plastic here, just matte plastic versus color match, so you can see the difference. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff in here that changes things up that you got to kind of look at, that give this thing a little bit of an attitude, and I like it. I love the attitude that it gets to it. So it's the Sport is a super sexy package all the way around, and here it is, and look at how nice that looks. Now, the front is where the magic happens. So let's compare this black one with this white one, because this is a Sport and this is a TRD Offroad, and here's a Platinum. Okay, very expensive Platinum edition. But now notice they all have this chintzy spoiler on there. You got to have it, but it is easily removable. Everything down low is kind of similar, as you're seeing here. Okay, between all of them, we have fog lights all the way across. Fog lights are there. We have the same spoiler. We have the same lower bumper part. Now here we are matte black plastic. Here we are painted black plastic Sports. Okay, the Sports are painted black plastic. Now again, same thing here. On the TRD Offroad, matte black fender flares, painted fender flares with the vents on both. Now also, notice on here as we start going higher up on this thing, when we get up to the hood, Sport hood has the fake hood scoop and that extra chisels and this extra hump in here, and gives it this kind of attitude that you see on here, that you're seeing right here. This is the Sport style hood that we're seeing on here. We do not see that on the TRD Offroad. We do not see that on a Platinum. Now in reality, this is still better for visibility, but this just looks mean and angry, and I love it. I mean, I love the way that this looks on the top of here. So like I said, they do it right. I mean, I think just even staring at it like this, it looks wide, it looks mean, and it looks like it's ready to eat. Where this one, the TRD Offroad, looks tame and more relaxed and more general purpose kind of thing. You can see the difference. These two Sports look absolutely incredible. This looks good, that's fancy. These two win for me hands down all day long. I'm not gonna come around and show you much in the driver's seat because it is jammed in here pretty tight. We'll show you one more view from the inside over here, but what a great vehicle. Even here, look at the color matching on here for your hand. Oh, I just relocked it, hang on. Come on, grab it, there we go. But like I said, they do this whole thing so good. So nice layout in here, so well done. And the Sport, now the other thing about the TRD Sport that we're looking at that I did not mention is the suspension. Okay, the suspension in this vehicle is tuned for the road. What that means is where the TRD Offroad has an off-road tuned suspension, soft, nosedive-y a lot, hit the gas, it rolls back, hit the brakes, it rolls forward, a lot of body roll. This is designed more for off-road use with a more soft, subtle, whatever your word is, suspension in it. The Sport is a sport-tuned street-type suspension. Now, it is still four-wheel drive, and it will still do excellent off-road. Don't think that, again, you know, not knocking that even a little bit. However, on the road, this thing is going to be firmer in the corners, less dive, less nose dive, less rollback, less body roll. This thing is going to just feel like a dream on the actual road. That is the advantage of the TRD Sport. It is a pretty good, significant difference over the last gen with what they've done with this particular Sport model. They have taken it to very nice details, very nice heights. You know, they've done a lot with it. Look at even your mirrors. Get this color match cap where you notice it here, but you get the black down here, but you get this color match on here on a Sport, just like you do on the handles. It's these details on here on the Sport that really set it apart. And if we come over here to the TRD Offroad, here's the TRD Offroad, black on black, standard black, okay? See the difference in that. Look at, I mean, it's those little details that we're seeing here that, like I said, give this thing just a lot of punch. I'll show you another one, but black on black right there. And then we have this right here, you can see. Now, I also want you to notice this here, right there. Okay, see how they got that black bar down through there? That is the same. We have that accent here on the same setup we do here, but you notice that we're seeing still, so you still got some of your black kickers, but they're not as prominent, like I said, mirrors, the blacked out grill in the top of the hood, the blacked out part of the handles on there like that. All of these little accents that we're seeing, the blacked out bumper on the bottom being all shiny, you know, the blacked out tail lights, you know, just goes, list goes on and on. So they've done the Sport very, very well. Excellent truck, excellent vehicle, by far one of my favorites. Now again, the TRD Offroad is a trim that would fit me better, but honestly speaking, like if I was buying for Tina or we were getting a 4Runner, this would be it. It would actually be a TRD Sport. This Sport like this is just super sexy, looks aggressive, very good machine, very capable on-road and off-road, win-win all the way around. Questions, comments, anything you got, put them below. Thanks for watching.